Ha guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Donovan Mitchell QAnon Heat culture myths, losing streak and free agency. It's a Tuesday afternoon and the Miami Heat just wrapped up a much needed practice at their CIA Center facility. The Heat are in a free fall in the standings, down to 6 games under 5 and 9th in the Eastern Conference. Everybody feels it for straight losses, including one against the bottom-dwelling Charlotte Hornets on Monday night, in which they blew another double-digit lead. The Heat have now lost 17 games in which they've led by double digits this season. Several of those collapses happened in the fourth quarter for a team that has long prided itself on execution. Something is missing. There are 3 half-court setups on the practice floor. In the middle, one Donovan Mitchell is defending rookie Kashad Johnson during a one-on-one drill. Mitchell's right forearm is pressed against Johnson's back while his left arm waves between Johnson's left shoulder and the basket. He's screaming in Johnson's ear. Johnson spins to his left and misses a tough jumper. Mitchell flexes, extends his jaw and walks to the end of the line to wait another turn. He's practically foaming. It's this intensity that exuded from Mitchell during his 2021 national championship run at Baylor and impressed scouts on his way to becoming the 9th pick in that summer's draft. It also caught the Heat organization's eye ahead of last month's trade deadline. With Jimmy Butler gone, the Heat are retooling Mitchell. A restricted free agent this summer has been a seamless fit. I always wanted to play for Miami, Mitchell told me. It's my culture. Our conversation happened to the side of the practice court. He wore a Heat t-shirt with the sleeves cut off, a Ball Bears wristband on his left arm, and was still sweating as we spoke. This conversation has been lightly edited and condensed for clarity. Mitchell: that's a good question. You know, it's crazy. When I first got into their league, the first person I met was Paul. I had dinner with him and his family and we just chatted. He's a guy that I always looked up to, first of all because he's 6 foot. He dominated the league. He's a Hall of Famer and made himself into one of the best point guards who ever played the game. So looking up to him, having conversations with him and learning the way to study film, learning the way to be effective during the game, being a winning point guard no matter the situation, no matter if I'm missing shots, making shots, just finding ways to win. I'm still trying to figure it out here, which is going to come. I'm not even worried about it because what is this, my 10th or 11th game here? All I know is we didn't have enough time together to find that chemistry yet, but it's coming. Every game is close. You kind of want to lose them now instead of later in the postseason. Then you don't want to lose those close games. My first agency was California. Me and him had the same agent. When I told him my favorite point guard is Chris Paul, he was like, oh snap, I have Chris Paul too, so I want you all to meet. He makes that connection and we took our relationship from here. Eric Spoller reveals how Andrew Wiggins can be assertive for the Heat as Miami Heat star Bam Adebayo praised Andrew Wiggins after Tuesday's practice, saying that he'll get back to all-star level as he gets more comfortable with the team. There is one aspect that he still has yet to show before returning to his usual production. With the Heat facing some stress due to their recent collapses, the team will need a player like Wiggins to get acclimated and be more aggressive, which was emphasized by head coach Eric Spoller. Coming off an ankle sprain, Wiggins had back-to-back games where he started off hot, scoring 9 and 12 points against the Chicago Bulls and Charlotte Hornets in the first quarter, but would taper off as the game reached the end. Spoller would say to Clutch Points that he'll be just fine, and as he gets more comfortable with Miami he will be assertive. He hasn't had like a large sample size with us, Spoller said before Wednesday's contest against the Los Angeles Clippers. You know, he knows what we need from him, what we want from him. He wants to provide that as well. He'll be just fine. Takes a little bit of time just to feel comfortable in your settings, understand what your role is, and be that kind of assertive guy. Ever since the Heat traded Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors, Wiggins has been seen as the third option on the team after Tyler Harrow and Adebayo. While the group wants him to be more aggressive, there also might be some getting used to in terms of gaining chemistry to not step on their toes. However, Adebayo has all the confidence in Wiggins, saying to Clutch Points that he'll get back to the all-star Andrew once he gets more in tune with the team. The more he gets comfortable, the more you see how gifted he really is. Adebayo said, we know what type of talent is. I mean, watching him in ones right now, it's like he's got game, he's got all the tools to be a successful player. I feel like once he really gets comfortable. Here he'll get back to the All-Star Andrew at 30 years old, and with his third team he would say after Monday's loss to the Hornets that the best is yet to come for himself in a Miami uniform for sure. Wiggins said when asked if his best version is incoming, "I feel like I will get better with each game and experience as the chemistry builds, especially around these guys. I feel like I will be better with great teammates, got great leaders in Tyler Harrow and Bam Adebayo. At any rate, the team is 29th 35, which puts them 9th in the Eastern Conference before the Heat take on the Clippers on Wednesday night." Proposed trade has Heat landing Kevin Durant this summer after trading away Jimmy Butler. The Miami Heat lacks star power. Eric Spoelstra will need reinforcements this summer if Pat Riley expects the franchise to compete for a championship soon. Bleacher Report's Greg Schwartz believes an off-season move for Kevin Durant makes the most sense, with the Phoenix Suns likely pivoting away from their failed Big Three. Durant is expected to be available. Schwartz proposes the following trade: Miami Heat get Kevin Durant, Phoenix Suns get Kelware Terry Rozier, Duncan Robinson, a 2025 first pick, top 10 protected via Golden State Warriors, and a 2031 first pick unprotected. Miami and Phoenix were already discussing Kevin Durant deals at last month's deadline, according to ESPN's Ramona Shelburne and Brian Windhorst. Talks that could be revisited this summer. Schwartz reasoned pairing Durant alongside Bam Adebayo and All-Star guard Tyler Harrow would make the Heat a threat in the East once again, especially with players like Andrew Wiggins, Jimmy Jiggers Jr., Kyle Anderson, Nikola Jovic, Hayward Hythe, Kevin Love and others balancing out the roster. Schwartz continued the Suns recoup a pair of first-round picks and should be thrilled to acquire one of the top rookies in the 2024 class. Durant would immediately boost the Heat's chances of success. A core of Durant, Adebayo and Wiggins could give Spoelstra and Riley a strong foundation to build around. However, whether Riley is willing to meet Durant's asking price remains to be seen. Wiggins played a key role in the Warriors' 2022 championship run, delivering elite defense, athletic slashing and perimeter-based floor spacing. Unsurprisingly, he earned his only All-Star selection that year during a March 11th media availability. Adebayo told reporters he believes Wiggins can rediscover his All-Star form with the Heat. The star big man added that he's already seen Wiggins improve since arriving in South Beach. The more he gets comfortable, the more you see how gifted he really is. Adebayo said, "We know what type of talent is. I mean, watching him in ones right now, it's like he's got game. He's got all the tools to be a successful player. I feel like once he really gets comfortable here, he'll get back to the All-Star Andrew." The Heat's inability to hold on to games from a winning position has been a big issue this season. The Heat have lost 8 times after holding a double-digit lead this season, including their loss to the Chicago Bulls on March 8. Tyler Harrow admitted during his post-game news conference that Miami is still searching for an answer on how to fix their issue as *****. If we knew we would do it. Not really sure how to get over the hurdle right now, but just continuing to stick with it. Harrow said Spoelstra will undoubtedly come up with solutions to fix Miami's current struggles. However, without a talented enough roster, he remains somewhat limited. While ideally they would acquire Durant, the veteran All-Star will attract a big trade market. As such, there's no guarantee the Heat will be able to pry him away from Phoenix. And you fan, what do you think about Kevin Durant's situation? Write to us in the comments.